Going on, guys? Dylan here. Today we'll be going over a ticker symbol analysis on the ticker symbol UNH, United Health Group. We are seeing stock price break out of this very tight pinch within this pennant structure. Since then, we have flipped red, reapproaching the breakout level. It's a very important spot, guys, where stock price could depict the next few weeks or months of trend. With that being said, let's waste no time. Let's get straight into this video on the weekly analysis. UNH has moved from a multi-year range, not really doing a whole lot. Traders aren't in love with this thing as we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, about a 5-month halt, about 3 months, sorry, 3-month halt at these highs, clearly confluencing, not really moving much. Over the years, guys, we move to the floor, to the ceiling. To the floor, we break out of this wedge formation. To the ceiling, we get the breakout, we come down, we use that resistance as support. We move up higher before topping out. Hard blow off top, we knife down. Attempt to use it as support once again. Stock price fails, we knife down below. We retest it for 1 week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hard to gap down, guys. Stock price finds the floor once again. We come up, we move all the way up, guys. And within this instance, you experienced traders watching the channel, you know those guys. When everything is looking good, right? You've seen the break and retest within this past resistance trend support. We bounce series it as support. We attempt to use it again. We fail. Stock price grinds up. We get rejected again, confirming that as resistance. Once again, over the years, it's continued to be a trend. We get over to the ceiling. We reject. That's where short sellers like to step in. Well, they instantaneously got squeezed to the upside. When we flip over to the daily analysis, guys, you see that stock price next day opened $100 lower within a gap down. So that completely changes everything. And that's where I was leading into, guys. When you see stock price in a prime position is looking beautiful, then something big happens. It could be technical. In this instance, it was news derivative. Right, we crash down hard, a measurable amount. We knife below this historically strong support, which has held stock up for years and years. We break below it for the first time in years. We use it. We try to get above it, use it as support. Ultimately using it as resistance, knifing down lower into more gap zone. This red to green reversal is very live in effect, right? And when we zoom into the current candle structure, we are seeing the short sellers attempt to stop this early and flip it red, trap the buyers that are attempting to step in. But honestly, guys, anywhere over $300, we can instantly bounce off this level and add up higher. Yes, stock price can break down from that psychological $300 level, as we continue to confluence in this area for one body, one wick, one body, and then another body. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of confluence point. We could easily get the flip here. And if that does happen, this would be an unorthodox area where more seasoned smart money can pick up and squeeze out the short sellers. As once again, each and every week this continues to descend. It's so simple, guys, but it's true. The more it continues to descend, the more short seller opportunity goes down the window, right? If you see some weird crypto OTC stock, these things can crash forever. But it really is a prime example for a red to green reversal. Also, I'm not a big Bollinger Band, guys, but we have to acknowledge this within these aggression trading scenarios. Whenever stock price gets below this yellow line, the bottom of this energy building indication being the Bollinger Band, stock price immediately knifes up and reaches the center. Right? We get below it, we knife up and meet the center. Notice how it's 1, 2, 3 red candles in a row, flip green. 1, 2, 3 red candles in a row, flip green. Now we're seeing that on a crazy level, guys. So yes, there is a bearish engulfing on the weekly analysis, but I think this is a good situation as a technical analyst with experience. We always zoom out, look at the bigger picture. Is there a probability that we do move lower? Yes, but let's let data decide for us. As of now, holding anywhere over $300, we expect stock price to continue to ascend, sending that red to green reversal for a short-term reversal over the next few weeks, guys. UNH is building a lot of energy, guys. Since breaking down from these gap downs, we've seen volume descent, right? We've seen some decent buying pressure step in over here with these green candles. But overall, guys, volume has been continuing to descend, meaning that it really is gearing up for the next movement. As within these high volatility moments, you should expect a confirmation soon within the volume. So keep an eye on the volume first and foremost. Any relative volume, if we pull up our indicator, we can get a better representation of that. We will go over this live if it does happen, but really anywhere over that, 20 million in volume, guys, keep your eyes peeled because we could see a confirmation. With that being said, right, we do see stock price flip down. from the breakout, as we did breakout, held it for 1-2 days, consolidate, head up higher. Everything was looking good, guys, leading right back to the weekly point. When everything's looked good and it kind of flips down, that's when it can actually give a lot of selling pressure. But with that being said, you see how clear this parameters is for this $300 level and this rough, I believe that's 302. So we still have some very heavy support, and this was the previous consolidation before the breakout. So effectively, until we break this $300 level, it's just hard to be bearish, right? We are seeing a bearish engulfing on the daily, and in theory, some lower highs pushing down, and definitely trapping out some buyers over here. But once again, guys, there's no reason at all we can't come down in 180 flip, and I do think that's actually the most probable scenario. With that being said, also, something very notable is that when we zoom out, we get a really good perspective of this ascending trend line. If we drag this up, guys, stock price is sitting right around that zone. From this panic structure, we had this ascending support, and currently we are a little bit below that, but really we want to see a hard close beneath. Further validating, guys, that if we break $300 hard, you can see some more downside to occur. Like, stock price is in essence, on thin ice. But then again, guys, there's a lot of upside potential as, if we flip green here and move up higher, stock price reverses, hold strong here, we would be targeting these highs of this initial gap down high, being this big day down here with this wick on top, being that $340 level to 339. With that being said, guys, on the daily, we're not really seeing a whole lot. We're seeing how clear that $300 level is. The middle of this whole consolidation is tight consolidation. In this previous consolidation, when we broke out to hammer candles and then the bounce. So we're seeing stock price come back down to that critical level. Despite seeing that, once again, that rounding top in the short-term perspective, you got to remain bullish in the short-term perspective, just being that we're approaching that very, very key $300 support level. If stock price comes down very, very hard, guys, and tests $300, we come down, we crash to it, maybe we consolidate for a few hours or a day, and then we break below it. That's another story, guys. But until then, as of now, we're dollars away from bouncing and seeing all these upside to 320, 330, and eventually these target levels at 339, 340. So, I'm the last guy to come on I'm the last guy to come on here and be a talking head, but I think this is an unorthodox area where, despite seeing short-term volatility to the downside, the overall macro perspective from everything we've mentioned across the video will flip stock at a very pivotal psychological level and continue this red to green reversal moving higher. We'll continue to cover UNH as it transpires live. With that being said, of course, keep an eye on $300, guys. Such a key level, not only being such an important level, being a very hard resistance and psychological, but we do this ascending support, right, better seen on the daily, coinciding right with that. If we break 300 hard, we would break this ascending support, being what we call a double padded support. So there's a lot of energy building right now. With that being said, we'll continue to cover UNH as this transpires live. Consider dropping a subscribe and a like if you enjoy these kind of videos to see more weekly updates on UNH.